Alright, so if it wasn't hard enough to build a car, you gotta manage the video that goes along with it. Anyway, this is the inner fender as it comes from Factory 5. You can see there's a big old giant gap around there. 15 bulb seals might seal that up, but it's pretty bad. I had to cut off the bottom of it just so it would even fit in there. I had a bent over section that's supposed to be the mounting tab or whatever, but there's no way it would have ever fit. It would have been underneath the car. And I didn't want to flex the body to stress it and make it all work. So the easiest thing to do is to make a new panel. So that's what we're going to do. And so we'll pull this all off and I'll show you how I did it. All right, so you can go down to Dollar Tree and you can buy this poster board. It's 2 for $1. It makes great templates. So anyway, cut it in half, made a rough shape, held it up in there just to kind of get it close or whatever. I attached it to this first panel, put a couple of holes in there as marking points to get it attached. Anyway, and put that on there real quick. All right, so got it on there so that it always goes back to the same place using the Clecos. You can see how much material needs to be added onto the original panel in order for it to even get close to fitting inside the fender. So anyway, my local metal shop, I can get sheets of this aluminum, and this is the same type of aluminum that the car was sent with. So I can duplicate panels without it looking like I was winging it. So anyway, I cut out a sheet, stick the two together, and get this piece. So on my original panel, I had the mounting holes. I do these all with 1/8 of an inch for the Cleco to hold everything together. And then when you duplicate parts, in order to keep things from moving around and not fitting when you come back to it, because the parts on the other F panel have already been drilled, and so holes need to line up on that as well. So basically what I did is I cut a piece that was roughly the same size, laid over the top, drill a hole at the top and the bottom of the new panel so that I can drill one hole, lock it in with the Cleco, and then drill a second hole, lock it in with the Cleco. The rest of the holes are irrelevant, but having them far apart like this holds things better over the distance. If you put 2 here and try to make it hold, it could still potentially pivot a little bit over here, and a little bit of movement makes a lot of movement in the end result. So anyway, trace around the outside of that. This obviously wasn't bent when I put it together, so I tilted it down and copied it all the way around. And you can see that the new panel basically is the same size as what the template was. And took it over to the sheet metal brake, lined them both up on the sheet metal brake, keeping everything attached with the Clecos. We don't need the template anymore. So we'll pull that off, take it over to the sheet metal brake, put it in the brake. Matched up the bend on the brake, bend the part. You can see how much extra metal there is. It's considerable to get it to fit in there appropriately. I had to cut the bottom of it off so it could actually fit inside the car. All right, so the new panel's installed now with the Clecos. So you can see that the fit, it's still loose in there so that I have room. But I do need to trim it back so that the bulb seal can fit on the top of that. But once it's done, it should basically block off any kind of watershed or any of that effect from driving through a puddle. There's no way it would have done that before. I don't know if anybody's ever built one of these things before, but I'm sure that there's no two that are exactly the same. Factory 5 sends out pre-stamped parts that are pre-bent, and I'm sure they fit one car at one point, but they didn't fit most of these things, I'm sure. I've had to make several panels over again, like the footbox metal on the driver's side. There's just no way that the angles are accurate enough to actually put together a footbox that you could actually rivet together. The shapes are just three-dimensional multi-angle parts. Just doesn't work. For the most part, most of the sheet metal has been good. A little bit trimming and trimming. You know, I expect that that's going to be the case to get everything to fit perfectly. Most of my overlaps I've tried to do so as if watershed. So like you see this one here going back. Water wouldn't go into that joint all the ones underneath the car and the transmission tunnel, the overlaps basically would prevent water from leaking in the event that it splashed through a puddle and going through the joints. Everything was put together so that that would happen. Anyway, that's a video for today. Appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks.